So my idea for my playthrough is this. I'm going to be going through each of the missions, and I'm going to try and do each mission into at least 2 videos. Maybe sometimes it'll be required to record 3 videos for it. And at the end of each mission, our boss fight, I would like to go through and read out the different entries in the Tobin Spirit Guide, the ghost scans and the artifact scans for anyone who's interested in that. And I'll be putting this in a separate video, so if anyone isn't interested in it, they can just go ahead and skip that. Now, since this is my first time recording commentary for Ghostbusters, I'm going to throw this here in this bonus episode, and I'm going to read the scans that I already have so far. And we'll start with Bellhop Ghost. Category: Class 3 Animating Spectre. Type: Ghost. Must trap. Behaviors: Attack, Melee and Range. Weakness: Proton Stream. Days duration: Long. Trap resistance: Low. While all grand old hotels have their dark secrets, the elegant Sedgewick Hotel has them all trumped. Ever since it opened in 1897, the Sedgewick has exuded an eerie atmosphere. An inordinate number of guests and staff have met untimely ends due to strange accidents and sometimes foul play. Most of them stay forever, drawn to an inexorable force that traps them in the Sedgewick's many corridors, suites, ballrooms, and service areas. The spectral staff takes great care of the hotel and don't appreciate disturbances other than the ones they create themselves. Black Slime. Category: Class 1 Caustic Seep. Type: Environmental. Inert. Black slime is encountered in locations of intersection between the real and the ghost worlds. It is a dangerous substance formed of ectoplasm supersaturated with negative energy. Black slime is incredibly caustic and will cause severe damage to anyone heedless enough to come into contact with it. Based on its spectral resonance echo, black slime also appears to function as a conduit for PKE energy and could, if saturated with enough spiritual energy, conceivably act as a ghost portal. Candelabrum Crawler. Category: Class 2 Vermin Imprinter. Type: Corporeal, Dispersible. Behaviors: Attack, Range and Swarm. Weakness: Proton Stream. Candelabrum crawlers are powered by swarming little vermin spirits who animate seemingly innocent light fixtures and turn them to sinister purpose. These spirits, primarily the imprint of an animal life force that once existed in our physical world, take over simple objects and then force them into a rough copy of their original physical form. Dead Fish Flyer. Category: Class 1 Inhabiting Swarmer. Type: Corporeal, Dispersible. Behaviors: Attack, Rush, Swarm, Suicide. Weakness: Proton Stream. These minor spirits seem to be subservient to a greater entity's will and have been driven to protect it by possessing and controlling a variety of fish market cast-offs. Like other Class 1 swarmers, dead fish flyers are quick-moving but fairly weak creatures that, once disrupted, quickly fade back into the depths of the ghost world. Ectoplasm. Category: Class 1 Supernatural Secretion. Type: Environmental, Inert. A thick, slimy substance, ectoplasm is formed when ghosts interact with the physical world. Usually seen as a viscous, mucus-like slime, ectoplasm has also been encountered in a mist-like and even crystalline forms. Kitchen Golem. Category: Class 6 Bidimensional Attractor. Type: Unstable, Wrangle Parts. Behaviors: Attack, Melee and Berserk. Weakness: Proton Stream. Golems can bend objects to their will, manipulating them to form portions of their own physically manifested form. PK energy greatly grants the golem the ability to reconstitute damaged or destroyed portions of its body. This golem was formed from paranormally compromised items from the kitchen of a restaurant located in the Hotel Sedgewick. Pappy Sargassi. Category: Class 3 roaming animator. Type: Ghost, must trap. Behaviors: Attack, melee, range, and rush. Weakness: Proton stream. Days duration: Moderate. Trap resistance: Medium. Descending from a long, proud line of seafarers and fishermen, Pappy Sargassi attempted to avoid the notoriously unlucky early deaths on the water that plagued his family by pursuing a more landlocked career. In 1950, he opened a restaurant, Sargassi's, and attempted to turn his back on the sea. In later years, he overcame his fear of the water and took up fishing. His family's curse caught up with him, or he was the unluckiest fisherman who ever lived, and he died choking on a fish stick while being eaten by a great white shark. Slimer. Category: Class 5 full roaming vapor. Type: Ghost, must trap. Behaviors: Attack, throw, and rush. Weakness: Proton stream. Days duration: long. Trap resistance: low. Sometimes called Onion Head or simply the Mean Green Ghost, Ray purportedly named this creature Slimer specifically to annoy Peter, who still carries a long-standing distrust of the creature. Regardless of what he's called, this focused, non-terminal, repeating phantasm personifies gluttony and is drawn to anything edible. While this Class 5 full roaming vapor isn't especially malicious, you don't want to be between him and a snack. Use caution when he's hungry, which is all the time. I love Slimer. Alright, this ghost is from the first level. Sloth Ghost. Category: Class 5 full roaming cardinal. Type: Ghost, must trap. Attack, range. Weakness: Proton stream. Days duration: moderate. Trap resistance: medium. The Sedgewick Hotel traditionally auctioned off a family Thanksgiving feast and donated the proceeds to charity, usually the St. Nicholas Rehabilitation Mission for Wayward Angels. In 1937, Arbison Morguncher, a wealthy but lonely Epicurean, bid upon and won the feast. On Thanksgiving Day, he arrived to dine alone. The Sedgewick's manager protested that the feast was intended for more than 12 people, but Morguncher insisted that he be fed the entire meal. The manager shrugged and finally relented. Morguncher sat down and ate the entire meal, leaving not a crumb. "My compliments to the chef," he said. 7 hours later, swallowing the last bite, he died from a gastric rupture due to massive overeating. Authorities later found a suicide note at Morguncher's home outlining that he intended to die while indulging his greatest fantasy. And that's it for ghosts, so now we will move on to the different artifacts we found. Voyaging Case International. C.1865. The Voyaging Case International has been appearing at train stations, loading docks, and airports since the mid-1800s. Porters and baggage handlers around the globe whisper its legend, generally regarded as friendly. The Summoner Bell. Origin unknown, but repeatedly seen in the Hotel de Jardin Printanier, just before its disappearance. The hotel, not the bell. How this paranormally significant artifact ended up in the Hotel Sedgewick is anyone's guess, though its impact on customer service cannot be underestimated. Gustav self-service tray. Fine silver service set purchased as a lot from the famed Austrian Hotel de Gustav after it mysteriously burned down. This is the only piece from the set known to appear at the Sedgewick rooms unbidden and unaccompanied. Frightened guests are often unsure as to the proper gratuity for this service. Portrait of G. Sedgewick. When Godfrey McAllister Sedgewick opened his grand hotel, many thought it strange that someone who detested people so thoroughly would open a business where so many were invited to come. Toaster of Sights Unseen. Madame D., a powerful but dying medium, cast her estimable power for prophecy into the object nearest to her as she drew her final breath. The Toaster of Sights Unseen can answer any questions posed about the future, and that is definitely an homage to Ghostbusters 2. Stay Puft figure. A Ghostbusters craze broke throughout New York City following the Vigo incident of '89. Souvenir street vendors moved literal tons of unlicensed clothing and cheap knockoff novelties. It's estimated that Stay Puft figures outsold the usually best-selling Statue of Liberty by more than 2 to 1 that year, even the new wind-up walking version of Libby. The trend faded almost as quickly as it began, and sales of Ghostbusters merchandise dwindled. Some remainders can still be found on the streets of Manhattan and the boroughs, and may even be imbued with supernatural elements. Alright, that's all for this bonus episode. Have a So the beginning of this video was supposed to be me going back to the Hotel Sedgewick and finding the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man artifact that I forgot in my first run through the level. And apparently that recording didn't save, and I don't really know what happened. And I'm not going to reset my whole game just to show that. So that's kind of why, if it seems like this video started at a weird point and like something happened before that, well, something did and it didn't record. So I do apologize for that, and I will make sure and grab every ghost scan and artifact I can in each playthrough so I don't have to go back and do any of these bonus type videos again, except for the Tobin Spirit Guide episodes. Alright, thank you guys. Stay safe and have a good one.